is the first Jets game that I have not watched live in probably a number of years. I was Twitch streaming late the night before, and usually I'll force myself to wake up, even if it's just with little sleep, to make sure I watch Jets games. But this time I was just like, you know what? I think I'm gonna take a day off. I'm gonna sleep in a little bit. So the hour I heard about the Steve Wilks firing, I power walked over to my girlfriend, told her the news. Naturally, she doesn't care. She likes storylines, she likes jukes, she likes touchdowns, but didn't really care too much about the Steve Wilks news. But I told her anyway because I needed to share with somebody. And I thought, yo, with like a month left, babe, this could only mean one thing. They were losing the locker room. It was almost a decision coach had to make. I'm almost in a position where I got to pick between Wilks or the team. And of course, I'm going to pick the team. Otherwise, if there was no like explosion or fracture just waiting to happen in the locker room, they wouldn't have fired him with just a few weeks left. You know what I mean? So there's got to be some drama going on behind closed doors that we don't know about. That's the only thing that would make logical sense. And she's like, cool. And then she just wanted to go eat lunch. But I just thought that was so intriguing. Honestly, Wilks' defensive philosophy, I mean, it's more than one way to skin a cat, right? And we've seen it work. There were games where his defensive philosophy worked. But in any case, if the players don't feel heard or respected, you're going to lose buy-in from them. Because here's the thing, if things are going well, people won't really complain. If things are not going so well and you can't help but want to express yourself to management, to your boss, to your coach, whatever, depending on the response of the coach, you're either going to trust them a little bit more or trust them a little bit less. And as Jets fans, we know what it looks like when things are not going well, but the players are able to stay together. Like last year, Ulbrich kept the team together. We don't see this kind of weird fracture to this level on our offensive side this year. The whole team is really disappointed, but they kept playing hard the last month. So things don't go well depending on how your coaches respond and how they respond to your disappointment. You can actually still buy in and stay in, as they say. But for whatever reason, players on defense perhaps didn't feel respected or heard by their coach. So it didn't necessarily have to be Wilks' system being booty. It could have just been a locker room issue, basically. But one thing I noticed with Wilks is how hard we bite on play action. It's so consistently hard, that it almost seems like it's coached. It's got to be coached at this point. It leaves pretty much any route behind the linebackers open because there will be a void between the safety and the linebacker on play action with how hard we're biting. So it's getting taken advantage of like every single week. Like that is basically the key to beat our defense. But the thing is, we don't adjust to it. Now, if you're playing defense, the offense is going to try to put you in conflict. So you kind of have to give up a cheap win to prevent a bigger win. So there's no one defensive system that is ever going to be perfect where you don't have to make any adjustments. There's always going to be some form of conflict. And in our system, our linebackers are in the most vulnerable position as far as conflict. And they are being told to prioritize the run over the explosive pass plays. Whereas with Saleh, a different system, there's a lot more differences than just this, but Saleh's system would be about preventing explosives, and the cheap wins that they give up in that conflict are runs, short passes, bend but don't break kind of thing. And our defense might be better in this system if us selling out for the run resulted in us being a great run defense, but we're selling out for the run and we're not even fantastic at run defense. Not consistently anyway. So we're not good at what we're trying to be good at, and we're giving up the bigger win in that conflict. But like I said, I think it's clearly coaching because we have seen our linebackers play action before and they were never this bad at it. You know what I mean? Our pass rush, with or without the blitz, fails to punish the play action. We got our historic lack of turnovers on defense. So anyway, Coach Harris, he's going to call it now. And he's probably going to call this system, but perhaps with more flexibility, perhaps with more adjustments. We'll see. What I'm going to be looking out for from Coach Harris are the things where, as a football player or a football endurer, you would expect to see as an adjustment from what is kicking our butt thus far. Maybe we might see lighter boxes, maybe more conservative run fits from time to time, some split safety, quarters coverage to clog the crossers and the digs. I think given how bad our scoring defensive stat line is, I think we're like 30th or something like that in points allowed. We need to make a trade-off where we give up some 4 to 5 yard runs in exchange for killing explosives. And then you might say, well, then we're going to suck even more at the run. But like I said, on defense, you're always in conflict. You have to give something up to gain something else. You just have to choose which one is more worth it. And I think at this point, like, why not try it the other way? Maybe we're going to see safeties used as late inserts, meaning in the box. Maybe we'll give linebackers different depth rules. Maybe that alone will put in a lot of work. Because when I watched this game, our linebackers' depth was like 3-4 yards. So maybe we'll tell them, read it how you've been reading it, but stand at 5 yards perhaps. Or a new rules like don't cross the line of scrimmage until the running back really declares. Maybe you could have some new rules on gluing routes on what seems like run play. So if it's a play action, somebody is glued to the number 2, number 3 receiver or something like that. You know, I feel like if you want to stay with the system for the rest of the year, just change the rule sets a little bit. That's my first thing that I would think to do. So that's probably what I'm going to be looking for next game as far as Coach Harris. So anyway, so here's what I want to do. I kind of want to just get this out today. I'm recording this at 5 p.m. on a Wednesday. So probably minimal editing compared to usual as far as tightening up the cuts and all that. And I think I'm just going to stick with 3 plays. I'm literally just going to watch all 22, us on defense only, until I see like maybe 3 plays that I hone in on. After which point I'll just cut it off just for time's sake, you know. Frankly, I do this just as a passion project, and I'm behind on so many other things. So, but I feel like that's my compromise until I see the first 3 plays that I think are kind of neat that I want to talk about. Okay, fuck it. Here's the first play. It is, in fact, the very first play outside of special teams. So going to half speed, single high. I would expect if I'm playing against the Jets, single high, probably cover 3. So something like that. But we'll see. So motion. Everyone shifts over. So everyone bites on the run a little bit. This level of biting is not that bad yet. What the? Oh, glob. Who's the late leaker? The tight end? Yeah. Look at it over here, folks. This happens every fucking week. Late leak. And as soon as our buddy bear here sees it, like the moment he can, he's doing it. He was put into a pretty conflict situation because he's got a guy running right at him. Could be a block, could be a route. And at his earliest convenience, he is trying to run to this late leaker while passing this guy off to him. So this is good play design by the Jags. It's not as egregious as some of the other play action passes that we had. So this one isn't as bad as frustrated Jets fans might feel it is. Damn. And if you look at it, like, let's say that he was plastered on his guy here. 7 was still running free. I mean, you got a receiver at every level. And the only reason why you want to throw this is because of passing lane issues. Well, I want to see how the D-line played it. Oh, Clemens and McDonald at edge. Oh, so both the tackles double teamed. They run fit very nicely. Of course, it's not a run. How did Will McDonald do? He's kind of just reading. Yeah, I mean, Will got punched. I mean, that's some good old-fashioned, just high school football punching right there against Will McDonald on the right-hand side. It's okay. It's a play. Oh my lord. Hold on. Let's look at the box. 5, 6, 7. Okay. I like the strategy by the Jags where you start with play action, maybe make it hurt a little, and want to make the Jets box players a little bit more soft and light on their feet, but then run right at them when they do. This is definitely a run play. I mean, if you... This is great because just like last time, hold on, let me see the left-hand side right quick, left tackle. Okay. Because just like last time, both the tackles are double teamed, right? You have this puller. So if you're Sherwood, your reads are looking 80% similar to the play action that just happened. Going back, what happened to Will? He came free. Was he supposed to be weak on Will and just only slow him down? But he's not on the backside, so I, in my opinion, that feels like a whiffed block. Yeah, because anytime somebody pulls, somebody has to block the guy that was aligned over him. And in this case, it would be, I guess that's number 80. And this is play side, so you wouldn't want to leave a play side edge unblocked. Whatever. So Jamie tries to run fit. Will, being unblocked on the play side edge, he has to make the play, right? He has to. But what happens? Gets slowed down by 77, but does not necessarily hold. Okay, so 77 just has a single arm so strong it could stop an entire Will McDonald. Nice. The fact that Jamie didn't shoot in, which with these two double teams, you got two potential guys as well as this puller that could block him if he plays this downhill, if he does. The fact that he hung, read the running back, and then mirrored him, I think is going to help a lot because, yeah, he would have just got clogged up here and then it would have just been the running back and the safety. But because Jamie hung, he was able to try to mirror the running back and make this play. So that could have been worse. We lost at the line of scrimmage. We didn't lose like really bad, but we lost for sure. I mean, what do you want out of our D tackles? They're both getting double teamed. You know, it's really tough to win a double team. Now let me look at Clemens. So it looks like Clemens is kind of crashing in. Now, is that undisciplined maneuvers? I don't think so, because you have someone replacing the edge responsibility here. I just noticed the puller. Wait, that's not the puller. Here he goes right here. Watch his block. He needs to find the edge. And, you know, he stays aggressive. He ends up blocking nobody. But the guy doesn't make the play anyway. So anyway, that's the play. Shit, we're only 2 plays in the game, and I'm already talking about the second play that I want to cover before I call it. Very interesting. You know what? Let me start from the second half. I don't want to just do the first 3 plays. Second half shit. Play action. Oh my lord. Oh, fuck it. Let's break this shit down. The linebackers, where's the ball? 1, 2, 3, 4. Linebackers, he's aligned close. He's aligned at 5, which is stereotypical. Dang, look at all people got in the box, which is not surprising considering how strong their formation is. So as the viewer, we know it's a play action pass, motion to that side again. If they're going to pass this way, they're going to do a motion in the opposite direction. Basically, they are fucking with our linebackers. Like, that's what these teams do. They know our linebackers in the most vulnerable position of conflict in our rule set in our defensive system. So they make them shift this way while the pass is going the other way, again and again and again and again. So this is a pretty obvious not run play, because look at their O-line. Okay, if you are a linebacker or just someone just watches football, just look here, literally block everything else out. Do you feel like these are run blocks or pass blocks? Now, if you were run blocking, they would be taking a step and then their second step and then block or whatever, you know, they'd be moving this way. If it's a pass block, you're not allowed to go too far upfield, so they would either set, or if it's a fake run, they're obviously going to take like a lateral step and then like do a very weak block, a very soft block. So just look here. To you, does this look like a run or a pass? Motion. The blocking is so soft. I mean, I get that like on the backside, it could just be a check block for a run play where they kind of just check block. You have a puller, so you're really trying to mess with the linebackers and make them read their guy. Because if you're a linebacker, you might be reading a lineman who ends up pulling this way, so you kind of have to read your lineman to the backfield. And by that point, the route might already be over here. So like, once again, conflict. What in tarnation? Hold on. What does our mic do? So is he on a blitz assignment? Does he just shift over? I mean, they play the run well, I guess, because if you look at it, you can have a linebacker go downhill. You're going to have a linebacker hang here and then a linebacker hang here so that he could help this way. He could help this way or this way. And then Clemens is probably going to make sure he has contain. Once again, Jets, single high. I'm assuming cover 3 more often than not. Meaning you got 3 DBs deep. You got our underneath defenders being, I have to imagine, coached to play the run first, second, and third, and then play the play action. And then you have this entire area right here where you could do whatever the fuck you want to do. Holy shit. So who is this guy? Is this a late leaker again? Or, let me see. Okay, he just gave Will a chip block. It's this guy. Imagine a tight end. There's like a little, yikes. Oh, man, they just judoed Will. 2v1, whatever. Holy cannoli, this is crazy. This is actually crazy. I mean, it's got to be coaching, because look at Jamian right here. Jamian sees the softness of the block, which makes you think potential play action or something else, right? I mean, it is right in front of Jamian's face. Why would he just completely ignore it and not glue? Probably because he's coached to do that. He's probably coached like, I don't know. It's just the weirdest conflict rule I've seen. If they're like trying to run down your throat, then yeah, do this. But to do this as a default and then to pick the play that counters it, play actions, intermediate stuff, and then never counter. Like, who has played Overwatch? You play your character, they counter. They swap to a character that counters your person, and then you just stay with it, knowing that you're naturally countered. Even though there is a perfect pick to counter the pick that they just make to counter your initial pick. That's like what a football game is. Like, you constantly adjust to each other. Like, if you just want to stick to one game plan, like you just have one game plan and you never plan on adjusting, you don't even need your coach to show up to the game. I mean, that's what the coach is supposed to do. If he's not going to do that, you just email your players like, this is the game plan, and like, don't change anything, because you don't need to be there if you're not going to do anything after that. You know what I mean? Because everyone was doing their job. It's just that their job sucks. We have seen Quincy and Jamian been in a play action conflict for years, and they've played it perfectly fine, like way better than this. So they're doing a job. It's not like people are on a different page or a broken down coverage. It's just that they're being told to do things that make them look like shit, which is going to result in Jets fans saying, oh, our linebackers suck, blah, blah, blah. And then the linebackers feeling like, hey, I'm buying in, but you're really messing with my livelihood because you're basically making me look like shit, especially if you're Quincy, because Quincy is basically putting things on tape for his next contract. And he's probably going to lose out on potential millions of dollars because of how shitty he looks. But he's doing exactly what he was told to do. I don't know. Anyway, I imagine the game is, 85% going to be just some version of this shit. So that's all for now. Love you guys. Please stay positive, stay graceful, stay grounded. Peace.